All right, so just to quickly recap, maybe uh, an API is a way to connect to outside software. This can be SupaBase, as we're going to do now, your financial system, Zero, whatever you use, and so forth. And normally what will be needed is something like a API key. Not normally, always, because that's how you get authenticated to use that specific API. So what I have here is a file that's called .env. This is just a copy of this file, but this file will contain all your API keys. So I just told Cursor, is there already a .env file? If not, create it for me, and also populate it with the example keys I will need for SupaBase, and it create this for me. So this is typically how a key looks like. You can see it's a massive big key, and then SupaBase also would like your SupaBase URL, because you can imagine there's thousands upon thousands of databases hosted by SupaBase, and they want to know what is your SupaBase URL so it can connect to the correct SupaBase. So how do you get this data? I'll just quickly go to my SupaBase platform, and once you log in, there's my database, and I'm going to use a Rebel glitch. Now, just below Rebel glitch here, you can see your SupaBase URL. So simply copy that. You can see it ends on supabase.co, and that will be then the URL used by Cursor. The next thing to do would be to go to your project settings, I think, and let's see if we see, yep, API keys, there they are. So if you go to project settings, API keys, then click on this legacy anonymous link. I'm not going to do it because it will show my real API key. Just click the anonymous key there, copy it, and then paste it straight into your environment file. Once you've done that, you can now close your environment file. It will ask you probably to save it, and just save it, and all will be done. From now on, Cursor knows your database and it knows your API key, and you can now start asking all kinds of database related questions. Now, the one thing that I've asked was for, I'll just get here to an open tab. I asked Cursor that these pantries should be in a database. So it started doing all kinds of checks and codes and whatnot, and it came back and said, okay, I created an SQL statement for you. It is this one. Go and copy it in the SQL editor, because Cursor do not have the rights to go and copy or make tables and so forth. You can give him those rights. You can create all kinds of things. I, on the other hand, would rather just do it myself, run it, test it, and see if it's working properly. So back to our SupaBase, and there's the SQL editor. I click on that, I say Control V. All right, so this is now the file that was created, or the code that was created by Cursor. I copied it and I pasted it straight in here. I say run, and it comes back success. No rows returned. A no rows returned just simply means in this whole statement I didn't tell it to, for instance, print me all the different entries in this file. But what I do see is I see insert into pastries, name, sort order, values, and it did add those entries for me. But let's go then to the pastries table. So if I click on tables and I go down to pastries, and I click on that, there you can see there is the pastries, and it in the table, and yes, it does look like a spreadsheet, right? Excuse me. The sort order is an integer, a timestamp of when it was added, and then the name, and then a unique ID. So this unique ID is always what will be the main or the identifier of this whole table. So from now on, if I use this big ID here, it will mean a muffin. So if I may be placing an order, this is the key that will be used in the order behind the scenes, and your SupaBase will immediately know, oh, okay, it's the muffin. Nothing stop us from adding maybe the price, how much stock you have on hand, things like that. Right, so it's there, and now let's add an entry. I'm going to insert a row. I'm leaving this open because it will create it automatically for us, and I'm going to create a new name or a new entry: muffins, scones, banana bread, croissants. Let's just say, I'll just say, I know it's not a pastry, I'll call it cake, right? And sort order, let's make the sort order then 5. Again, I'm not going to add the creation date. It will automatically use now, which means the date and time right now. I'll say save. All right, and there I do have my cake. Let's go back to the web browser. The web browser, of course, that's inside of Cursor. And let's see if I can now see my pastries. And the additional, I don't see anything happening there. Let's go to menu. All right, nothing happened. So let me tell Cursor. So Cursor, I still just see the pantries as usual. I've added a new one called cake, but it is not displaying in the pastries menu. And I'll just click on this menu so it knows what menu I'm talking about. So while it does that, it did give me the SQL. I've added that to our database. Very easy. If there were an error, copy the error and paste it back into Cursor so we can fix it. But for now, the video is getting long. That's all I wanted to show you, is how you will bring in SQL statements. Cursor will create those HTML statements for you, and you can just then go to SupaBase, paste it in there, and the tables will be created for you. Let's just continue and see what it want to do. Okay, want to run a command there. That's all fine. Let's see if we can still get it showing in this video. All right, let's see. It's showing now. Still not. So it comes back, say run, generate config, which runs it immediately. Okay, so it wants me to first stop. Control C will stop your server running, your development server, and then you can just type npm run def again to restart the browser. It says on a restart it will build these changes that it presented, and let's see if it's there now. All right, it's not. So this is great news actually. Usually it's all just going perfectly right. So in the next video we're going to do some checks on why it's not working. We're going to use the browser console to see these things. I'll see you in the next video so we can get this whole SupaBase thing handled, sorted out, and you can also learn a lot about things like how to use the browser console, the inspectors, and so forth to get these things fixed. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.